What's up everybody, this is Master Ian Gamer, and earlier today, Blizzard released their latest voice-acted PNG, possibly being the final big story beat leading up to the Spotlight event this coming Wednesday, this time showcasing the start of Vendetta's campaign of slaughtering Talon council members. And in this particular one, we see her confronting Maximilian. Now, while the story of Vendetta and Max is very exciting and interesting, there was a very peculiar little detail hidden in this lore drop: the appearance of someone we haven't seen for quite some time, that being Sanjay Korpal. Now, since I'm sure a significant amount of people in this day and age don't even know who Sanjay is, let me give you a quick recap. Sanjay is first and foremost a member of Vishkar, serving as a negotiator more or less within the company, and oftentimes being depicted as Symmetra's direct superior, as in her own story content we often see her corresponding with him and responding directly to his instructions. However, beyond just Vishkar, Sanjay is also a member of Talon's inner council, having appeared multiple times throughout past story beats, with a clearly significant role within the villainous organization. However, at this point in time, well into the era of Overwatch 2, it's been a very long time since we've actually seen Sanjay depicted or mentioned in any capacity. So long, in fact, that personally, I'd assume that Blizzard had just silently retconned his existence, or at the very least just decided he wasn't going to be a character that they were going to ever talk about, showcase, or bring up ever again. And as such, it was much to my surprise then when today's lore drop just so happened to feature Sanjay. Though curiously, they did not mention him by name. During the latter portion of the lore drop where Maximilian is explaining his resources basically and the information he has on all the other Talon members, we get specific mentions of Moira, Widowmaker, and Doomfist. However, when the camera then pans over Sanjay's silhouette, Maximilian merely says this:
Vishkar will be more slippery, but their reputation is no longer as flawless as they'd like others to believe. They miss the days of the crisis when they were the shining heroes, rebuilding the world at a massive profit.
Curiously, he does not refer to Sanjay by name, instead just using the image of him as a reference for Vishkar, which I gotta say is a rather peculiar decision on Blizzard's part. Why mention Vishkar or even include this image of Sanjay at all, unless it was building to something? The most likely thing that one would assume upon seeing this is that Sanjay is being teased here as an upcoming new hero. After all, back in the day, there was significant speculation about such a possibility, considering how much we'd seen him and his direct ties to Talon. But much like other background lore characters like Emre, we obviously never saw anything come of it. But now that we have Emre being very heavily teased as coming back to be a new hero, is it possible Blizzard's doing the same thing for Sanjay? Again though, the fact that they don't mention Sanjay by name is what has me hung up here. Clearly, they're trying to tease something Vishkar related, otherwise I don't see why they would have included him here at all. But is it a new hero? Is it even directly related to Sanjay, or is he just a good stand-in for representing Vishkar's ties to Talon? A very curious detail, to say the least, and especially if you consider that both previous story teasers we've had over the past 2 weeks, being the Freya comic which introduced Emre's design, and Winston's own voice-acted PNG which prominently showed off Anrin, could each of these three be teasing a new hero, with today's Maximilian and Vendetta lore drop focusing on Sanjay? I don't know. Honestly, I think this video is just me getting a little excited at the possibility of him actually being brought back as a new hero. We're obviously just gonna have to wait and see. I'm sure we'll know one way or the other what's going on here with the upcoming Spotlight, which again is next Wednesday. But as someone who's historically been very excited by the idea of Sanjay potentially being a hero, especially considering all the interesting applications of hard light as a technology and the way he might be able able to incorporate that as a playable hero, I am very excited to see him seemingly still being relevant to the story, and maybe even getting teased in this capacity at this point. But of course, there's no guarantee this is going to go anywhere for him. Blizzard could be teasing something completely unexpected with today's lore drop. We'll honestly just have to wait and see. But in the meantime, if you're curious, I have done a number of videos talking about Sanjay way back in the day, including a hero concept video of what he'd potentially look like as a builder tank. So I'll have a card linking to that on screen if you're curious about checking that out leading up to the Spotlight event. And otherwise, I would love to hear your thoughts on Sanjay Korpal potentially coming back as a playable hero sometime soon. Do you think this is indeed teasing Sanjay? Do you think it's teasing something else? Or do you think I'm looking a little too deeply into something that maybe isn't any more significant than just a lore drop showing off Vendetta confronting Maximilian? Regardless, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. As always, be sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe, follow me on X, hit up that bell icon, and check out my Discord server to hang out and never miss any future Overwatch 2 news, streams, and other content. As a reminder, I will be streaming the Overwatch Spotlight on Wednesday, so I do hope to see you all tuning into that on both my Twitch and YouTube. And on that note, this is Master Ian Gamer signing off, and until next time, have a great day.